Good day. Back in the shop, and I'm gonna try and finish up this this Viper, get it put away for the season. I wasn't gonna do a track swap video, but then I figured, you know what, I'm about halfway through it. I think I can go over a few details before I get it all back together. For anyone who hasn't done a track swap on a Viper, pretty straightforward. It sounds intimidating, but it's just like anything. You know, it's kind of scary doing it the first time, but the more times you do it, the easier it gets. This is the first time I've done a track swap, but I've been inside the chain case and swapped out the drive axle. The chain case I've been inside of numerous times, so it's all familiar with me. And then yeah, like I say, you do it enough times and it just becomes second nature. So what I'm gonna do, where is my light? Where is it? I know it's kicking around here somewhere. Oh, it's over on the Bravo. Yeah, another project on the go. Kids are cleaning this one up. They're gonna be riding it next season, so they're pretty excited about that. That's their project. I'm helping them with that, but yeah. I got so much crap in here and very little space. So I'll try and, before I get everything back together, I'll try and walk you through a little bit on the chain case side here. I'm just gonna try and find a spot for this light. Guess I could hang it off that clip there. So when disassembling, obviously you take off the hood. I take off the hood anyways, just because everything's out of the way. Side panels. The footwell, that grate comes off. It's just a couple Torx screws. Comes out fairly simple. But one thing I want to show you is real quick is, so this is your reverse. When it slides over, it goes in those gears there. And you'll notice these gears, they're beveled. So if your gear is kind of off a little bit, when that gear, the reverse gear, slides over, it's not really, it just kind of shifts it like that and gets it in place. If this was flat across the front face, it would never do that. So this, your reverse chain is actually supposed to have some slack in it. That is on purpose. So if you ever dig into your chain case and you notice that chain's loose, don't be alarmed. That's normal. I had to replace my drive chain, as you can see. So I've got that at proper tension. That's a brand new chain. Chain tensioner bolt is back to where obviously a brand new chain position would be. I had, on my old chain, I had almost 20,000 K, and I had about one thread left. That's about an inch. So yeah, I definitely needed a new drive chain. Now, you can take this off, no problem. And what you'll notice is there's the shift fork pads, those yellow plastic pads. There's 2 of them. So mine, they were minced, just complete. Yeah, they weren't even, well, I think there was half of the top one. But yeah, so I had, those are important. So keep an eye out for those. There are brass aftermarket ones, but I just went back to the OEM plastic ones. So once you take that gear off and the shifting mechanism, you'll notice there is a circlip there and then a washer behind it. Take the circlip off, take the washer off, then this gear here, the reverse gear, this slides off. That's it. There's actually a washer inside the chain case cover, and it's right there. I always just take it out and put it inside the cover that way I know where it is. But that will go right there on that shaft in front of this gear. So that slides off, and then you've got to take off the circlip around the drive shaft end, and then your reverse chain and gears will slide off. Now, once you get that off, if I remember correctly, the bottom gear on the drive just comes off. And what's behind the top gear? I can't remember if there's anything. I think there is a washer behind the top gear, if I remember correctly. Not 100% sure. Anyways, it's there again. It's pretty straightforward. Just take your time with it, disassemble everything, take pictures if you have to, and so you can remember how to put it all back together. Yeah, it's these pins, they can slide in and out. That's what holds your shift mechanism on. Anyways, that gives you a bit of an inside look. I know it's not, I'm not pulling this all apart again, but there again, if you've never done it before, just take your time with it, and you'll be fine. No problem at all. Over on the other side, this I find more of a pain in the ass than anything. I'm just gonna get my light coming around here. So there again, you've got another foot guard here that's got to be removed. You can take out this this torque screw here to peel this plastic shroud back. The brake, what the heck's going on here? I'm playing music in my pocket. Sorry about that. So yeah, brake rotor guard, that's got to come off. There is a torque screw right there. There's one there, and then there's two, I believe they're 8 mil onto the caliper there. So you take that out, then it gives you all the room. Now you'll see down in there, there's another circlip. I've added a drive shaft saver, which is what you're seeing on the end there. Anyways, you remove the circlip there, and then take the pin out on top of the brake pads. That's going, the pin going through the top of those two pads there. Take the pin out, pull the pads out, and then on the back side, you probably won't be able to see it up in here. There is, okay, there we go. There's 3 bolts with the bearing cover there. Just it's actually, it's a dust shield, I think. But I think those are 10 mil. There's 3 10, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're 10s. 3 of them. That's got to come out. That's holding your caliper in. So once you get those out, then you can play. Well, you can fight with trying to get, hopefully, your the end of your shaft there. There's burrs that sometimes form on the splines. So just prepare for a bit of a fight. You'll notice there's a bit of wiggle there. So sometimes if you go too long, that just that movement can create some burrs on the splines, and it'll be a pain to get off. So if it's a pain to get off and you're struggling, you will have burrs likely on that spline, and more than likely you will need a new bearing and possibly a new drive shaft, because your drive shaft will be sloppy as well. There's yeah, this design is, I'm not sure why they did it like this. Anyways, it is what it is. I always take the seal off the upper jack shaft bearing, repack that. I have replaced it in the past, but every season I just take it out, make sure it's greased up properly. So yeah, obviously what you want is for this top gear, when you're not engaged in reverse, this has to be all the way over. Okay, so when I put all this chain case back together and the servo, the reverse actuator back on, I'll show you more detail on this, in case you're wondering and a little confused on how to set just reset the reverse motor back in place. Keep an eye out also on this washer here. If it's all mashed up on the back side, you may need a new one. What else was there that I wanted to touch on? That's pretty well it. What's back here? Yeah, nothing was back there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, down at, this is all magnet here. This is what catches all the any filings and shavings. So when you do come in, some people just drain their chain case oil and they don't actually take the cover off. I take the cover off every single season for inspection and any wear, but you will get buildup of gunk and junk, so just wipe all that off so that you can see all those little magnets. And yeah, it'll just keep your, because there is wear from all this metal in here, and that's where it collects. So anyways, yeah, pretty excited to run this track next year. Ripsaw 2 1.5 inch lug. Super stoked for this next year. I got 19,400K off my original track with studs. Never had a pull through. Barely any rips or tears. No, I don't drive hard. I don't. I'll drive fast from time to time, but I don't do any hard starts. Very rare. I shouldn't say I don't. But definitely easy on my sled. And I mean, there's a cost to fun. If you want to give her all the time and just put it to the bar, do your hard starts and stops, yeah, you're gonna get some wear from that. And if you don't mind ponying up the dollars to maintain it a bit more, then go for it. But I like to be easy on my equipment and my toys, so that's how I get the most life out of my stuff anyways. But yeah, so that's all back together. Have a look at your heat exchanger. Make sure there's no holes in it. So when you've got your cover off, just have a look at your chain case gasket. Make sure it's all there in good shape. I've replaced mine once, so pretty straightforward though. If you do replace it, it is bigger than the groove, so just don't, when you go to replace it, don't stretch it out. Just put it in very loosely and you won't end up with extra. If you end up with extra, you'll know that you have stretched it out too much. So just something I've noticed. So just put it in very loosely, and you should end up with no slack at all in the gasket. So I'm gonna put this back on now. I'll just set that there. And yeah, get this out of the way. So yeah, washer, make sure that goes back on. And some people have said they're getting a bit of wear, which I'm noticing a bit now. That's from the I guess the end of the drive shaft with the magnet. I've seen some pretty nasty grooves, but mine's not too bad. So I'm gonna run it. So what you got to do is that black silicone, you got to get rid of that in order for a proper seal. When you completely take apart your chain case and oil case, all that stuff's got to come off. So I just take a, that's how it's supposed to look. Nice and clean. So I just take a razor blade and clean it up. So as you can see, this ridge all the way around is looking fairly clean and dry, which is what you want. Okay, so I got the chain case cover back on. One thing I wanted to point out is these Torx screws. the black ones here. Don't over tighten them. This is a magnesium case, and it is a bit on the soft side, so you do not want to strip those threads. Refer to the manual for your torque setting if you wish. I never do. I always go by feel. I've never stripped one yet. That's just me. That's the way I do things. So, yeah, just wanted to point that out. So do not over tighten those. They will strip. That I can guarantee you. I'm going to go ahead and put the oil tank cover back on now. And yeah, we'll carry on. Get all those hoses hooked back up, and then we'll get onto the servo motor, filling the chain case back up before you put the servo motor on, because that is your fill hole for the chain case. So don't forget to fill your chain case up before you put the servo motor back on.